Americans love award shows. It is a chance for them to see their favorite actors, actresses, singers, directors, and many more get acknowledged for their hard work. These shows provide an opportunity for these dedicated people to be recognized for their passion and drive in whatever field they may be in. But award shows have always brought up lots of controversy among Americans as well. The nature of them allows for a systematically racist society to shine through. I thought that since we are in the midst of award season, having just held both the Grammys and the Oscars, further exploring these award shows would be an interesting use of this project. The Grammy Awards recognizes outstanding achievement in the mainly English language music industry. My question going into my research was, do the Grammys have a race problem or a large bias? As you can see in the scattergram, there's clearly a trend of whites getting the majority of Grammy nominations. There have been famous artists who have taken a stance on this issue, such as Kanye West, who believes that the Grammys have become culturally irrelevant. He believes that the songs and albums that have been winning recently are simply winning because of their catchiness and their ability to mold into the pop culture, when in reality, he believes that winners should be songs and albums that have the greatest effect on the culture of Americans, especially if there is an album that speaks out for a minority, such as Kendrick Lamar's album, To Pimp a Butterfly. The Academy Awards, or the Oscars, is an annual American awards ceremony that recognizes excellence in cinematic achievements in the film industry as assessed by the Academy's voting membership. I posed the same question of, do the Oscars have a race problem or a large bias? I soon learned that there certainly seems to be some trends that show that minorities and women are both on the negative end of the bias. As can be seen in this infographic, men get an overwhelming amount of the nominations for Oscars. When you take a closer look at the bottom of the chart, you can see that the members of the Academy who are doing the voting and nominating of these people are overwhelmingly white and men. This is proof that there is not nearly enough representation in the Academy, especially for minorities. And here you can see another closer look at the directors only. This is a shocking example of people who actually win these awards. In this infograph, especially Asians are amazingly underrepresented. Only 32 African Americans have won an Oscar so far. There have been a total of 2,947 Oscars given out in total. That means that only 1% of Oscar awards have been given to African Americans. Only 46 Oscars have been given to Asians, and only 31 Latinos have won Oscars. All of this information can be seen on this bar chart. The Academy seems to have a plan to add to its diversity, but it has fallen short of its goals so far. In these photos of Oscars audiences, take a second to notice the lack of diversity throughout the crowd. This is something that needs to be changed. In the most recent Oscars just a few days ago, Chris Rock used his platform as host to draw attention to the white array of nominees that the Academy selected.
Otherwise known as the White People's Choice Awards, because Rocky takes place in a world where white athletes are as good as black athletes. If you want black people every year at the Oscars, just have black categories like...
Hopefully Chris Rock's take on the Oscars will open up the minds of more people watching. While he may have made some unnecessary jokes in his monologue, his overall message that minorities are horribly underrepresented in the Oscars holds true. It is also worth noting the gender gap within the Oscars. As you can see in this bar chart, there had been 100 winners of Best Director as of 2012, and only one had been a woman. This is a very significant difference. That is why it is such an incredible day when someone like Lupita wins an Oscar. As you can see in this video, Lupita winning the award for Best Actress in a Supporting Role was a very big deal. We should start working towards an Oscars ceremony where things like this are celebrated, but not so uncommon.